You know what? Now you got me lit. You know how to get me lit.
You buy.
Sorry.
BJ's hyped. BJ's hyped, and he's hyped with good reason. Today we're talking about his favorite team on the Hoop Genius podcast presented by NBA 2K23. If you want to join the combo, have your questions answered, hit the link in our description and join the Discord server. Whilst you're in the description, you can also pick up your copy of NBA 2K23. BJ, today we are talking about your very own Detroit basketball.
Nah, you're talking. Let's push the pause button and talk about excellence. Let's talk about excellence right now.
Talk about excellence. Let's talk about 23 wins last year. Let's try to start getting 30 wins this year. We're going to talk about excellence. The Detroit Pistons, an interesting offseason. A lot of roster turnover. The Carson Edwards, Luka Garza, Jeremy Grant, Frank Jackson, Saban Lee, Kelly Olynyk, and Yarmolenko Pickett are no longer on the roster. And introducing Jules Bernard, Buddy Boeheim, Bojan Bogdanovic, Alec Burks, Jalen Duren, I don't know how to say it, Jaden Ivey, Kevin Knox, Nerlens Noel, Stanley Umude, and Kemba Walker. They re-signed Marvin Bagley III and Rodney McGruder. Out of every name I just listed, I think the one that's most exciting that everyone can't wait to see is Jaden Ivey, the number 5 pick in the draft. BJ, give us the breakdown on Jaden Ivey for those who are new around here.
Excellent size as a guard. I mean, looks like he's about 6'5". Extremely athletic, strong, explosive.
I heard they call him a bigger, stronger John Morant.
You know,
I don't know if it's too early to say that.
I hear all these things. Let me tell you what makes Ja special. You got to have the best players in this league, the very best. I'm talking top tier players, the 1 through 10. They all have one thing in common. They can get from A to B with the dribble. As the pressure turns up in any given game, right? That's where when they say we're gonna turn up the game. You don't turn up the offense, you turn up the defense. Okay. Kevin Durant, LeBron James handle. Kevin Durant handle. Kyrie Irving handle. Jason Tatum handle. Kawhi Leonard handle. Steph Curry handle. You catch it on to what it takes to be a great player. You got to be able to get from A to B. Paul George, all these guys. Giannis, they all can get from A to B with the dribble. Now, Ja Morant has an exceptional handle. I can't say that yet about this kid, Jaden Ivey. Exceptional athlete. But if you want to be a phenomenal player, you're going to have to be able to move around on the floor. And that's one of the requirements. Now, he has all of this. He has all of the things that you need. Size, strength. When I say explosive first step, he is a powerful athlete. And he's probably bigger than Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
He's taller than Derrick Rose. But to be an exceptional player, you better be able to maneuver around that floor with the dribble. Now, I saw him in college. He could just run by everybody. So I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see how his talent is going to translate. The NBA game was made for an athlete like him. Okay. The game, I can tell you this right now. He is going to be must-see television. He's going to have some exciting plays. He's going to have some alley-oops, some drives to the basket, some blocks. He's going to do something exceptional. He's that level of athlete. Now, will he be able to have an impact like Ja Morant? I don't know. Will he be able to carry a team like a Steph Curry or like that Derrick Rose we saw in Chicago? I don't know. But what I do know is that if you put them all in the gym and you just said, let's see who can run and jump, he's in the building.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's jumping out the building.
He can run and jump with Ja Morant, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, all of them. And I can't wait to see what he's going to do in Detroit, because you know what we say up there. What up, though?
Well. He's saying what up, though, in the backcourt to none other than Cade Cunningham, who's piled on the muscle this offseason. What do you make of that backcourt duo? Because I'm expecting big things from Cade this year.
Mo, time out. Jimmy Walker, the late Jimmy Walker, Jalen Rose's dad, and Dave Bean was in the backcourt. We have Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas in the backcourt. Now we got Ivy Cunningham in the backcourt.
You missed a key duo.
Oh, well, I didn't miss him. I just didn't want to keep you in suspense. But we gonna say Billups
and Rip
and Mr. Mid-Range himself, Mr. Hamilton.
Let's respect it. But I hear you. That's a big expectation.
We keep guards in the D. And Mr. Ivy and Mr. Cunningham is going to carry the tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and we got big guards. So let me tell the rest of the Eastern Conference in the NBA this right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not careful, you will get posted up in the D. If you're not careful, little guards, I'm talking all the little guards in the Eastern Conference.
Cleveland,
6'3" and under.
Cleveland, this is for you.
6'3" and under. You will get on the box and you will get posted up in Detroit. So I'm telling all of the young guards right now, all the young little guards, you better get these two early, because in a year or two, they gonna own the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, maybe more than a year or two. I mean, they ain't owning Giannis. They ain't owning Embiid.
They gonna own the backcourt. They gonna own the backcourts for all them little guards. Okay, and the kid Jalen Duren, I'm gonna wait for him, because you know what? As excited as I am about the backcourt, this young kid Duren. Have you seen this kid at 18?
Yeah.
I don't know what you look like at
18. He's not 18. He's like 35.
I don't know what you look like at 18, but did you see this kid?
No, he's not an 18. I refuse to believe he's 18. I flat out refuse that an 18-year-old can be.
You better be
like
just as early, because I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, when all of these young men, when they turn 24, 25, it's a wrap. We might as well get our tickets right now for the NBA Finals for Detroit. Because this Duren, Ivy, Cunningham, Beef Stew, Sadiq Bey, Bagley. Oh.
There's no way you just said you're going to book a ticket to the NBA Finals and then Marvin Bagley and Beef Stew in the same sentence. Respectfully, listen.
Oh, okay.
Here's some things I liked. I like the trade for Bojan Bogdanovic.
You love it.
I like it. I like Alec Burks being there. Even if Kemba Walker is there and never ever plays, I like him being in the locker room and in the training.
You love it. You love these. You love this.
I like them even taking a chance and re-signing Marvin Bagley for a few years, because there was a reason he was one of the top picks in the draft, even though his career's not panned out like that so far.
Hey, this is the D. We love it when you down and out. We love it when you down. Hey. They call us the mud, because you know what? When you come see us, that's where we at.
Get out of the mud.
He's at home now.
Uh-huh.
He's at home. You watch. He's going to give us 15, 18 this year off the bench, and then everybody going to be like, oh, see, I knew that's what he was.
Who, Bagley? Hey. I think he'll start. Is he not going to start?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We just got fresh young bodies there. We got fresh young bodies. We just bringing in athlete after athlete. Bagley.
So I'm going to ask you the all-important question then. What seed are the Detroit Pistons finishing as in the Eastern Conference this year?
Well, you know what? I'm concerned for my Pistons this year because I think they're ahead of schedule right now. They're ahead of schedule. To play it safe, Mo, we need one more draft to play it safe.
You're telling me in 2 years they're going to own the conference.
I think Ivy, and in particular Cade. Now, Cade is interesting. I saw him exhibit leadership as a young player this summer.
Yep.
I saw him display leadership, which I was impressed. I'm not talking about all of the stuff I saw on Instagram and all that stuff. I saw him display leadership. And when I see young players start to do that, they really catch my attention. I think this kid, Cade Cunningham, is poised now to be one of the best guards in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I love his size, the things he can do. He had a slow start last year due to ankle injury, but I think, Mo, he's got a very mature game about him, the way he plays at his pace, nice handle. And I think now it's time to put the ball in his hands full time. And I think his running partner, Ivy, I think he's the perfect complement to what Cade is going to do. And I think together they will complement one another. So I'm really looking for him. And I wouldn't be surprised, Mo, if they are
I need a number.
Down the
I need a number here. What seed?
You know what, Mo? I'm going to say this. I think we're going to be anywhere from 30 to 41 wins this year.
Okay.
We got to get over 30 wins this year.
Okay. Well, 41
and
wins.
Here's what I'm going to do, because when you are building a team like this, here's the step I'm looking. I don't know what this team is going to do on the road because they're young. But I want them, and I'm hoping this year in 41 games at home that they can get 20 of them. I want them to have a winning record at home.
Well, they got
that
13.
To me is what building coach.
They got 13 last year at home and 10 last year on the road. I think that they'll finish.
If they can get 20, if they can get 25, if they can get 25 home wins this year, that's a successful season. When I say successful, that's great.
I think 11th. I think 11th is good for them. But let's talk about a team in the West who's also got some young talent. Almost too much young talent, because most of their young talent, we don't know who it is yet, considering they've got about 30 draft picks over the next 7 years. So their young talent is probably still in high school right now. Anyway, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not even going to go through their roster and the amount of roster turnover.
Please don't, because that's not going to be.
Because we'll be here.
We don't even know who's on their roster.
We're going to be. We know who's on there, but it's ever evolving, ever changing. But here's the key headlines. The key headlines from the offseason. Chet Holmgren was the number 2 pick in the draft, who will not be playing this season due to an injury of trying to stop LeBron on a fast break at the Drew League. Usman Jeng was the 11th pick in the draft. He was playing in New Zealand beforehand. I think he's French. They got Jalen Williams, which is pretty cool, pretty fun story over there. And they signed Lou Dort to an extension at around $15 to $17 million that will take him up to 2027. There's a very solid defender to go alongside Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the backcourt, who is the player they say they're building around. However, he is 24 years old, and they continue to trade for draft picks. Josh Giddey in the backcourt with him, only 19. Could it be that they eventually trade Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and have Josh Giddey running point, Lou Dort in the backcourt with him rather than playing a 3? And they've got Darius Baisley, they've got Paul Kuskevsky, who can step up this year. But how much of a shame is it that Chet Holmgren won't be there?
You know, injury is going to happen. So when you are an NBA executive, you hope for the best, but you prepare for the worst. And the worst is, you know, at some point during your tenure there that you're going to be bitten by the injury bug. You know that your players are going to get hurt. And that's when you have to rely on your medical staff to get you through these difficult times. Now, we all selfishly want to see Chet, what this young kid is able to do. You know, he's intriguing with his size, so forth and so on. However, you know, he got hurt, and he got hurt playing against the very best. literally.
Mhm.
So that's going to happen. I think more importantly is how long are we going to go through this process without holding them accountable? The Oklahoma City Thunder seem like they've been rebuilding for a decade now.
Well, it feels like that, but it was only really since the bubble, because in the bubble they even made the playoffs with Chris Paul on their roster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's what it feels like.
It feels
It
like
feels
forever.
Ever. It feels like they've been acquiring 100 draft picks forever. So, they have Shea, which is to me a top tier lead guard in this league. They have the kid from Australia, Goody. Yeah. What I say, Giddy.
Yeah,
they have Josh Giddey.
Giddey.
Josh Giddey is all good. And then you kind of go from there. Chet. I think Chet is a intriguing prospect. Could be a very unique player in this league. I think he's a winning player. However, there's a big question mark, and that's his body. How durable is he going to be? And that's going to plague him until proven otherwise. But other than that, what can you say? I mean, is it Lou Dort? Is that his name, right? Is that pronouncing his name?
Lou Dort.
Solid player. Yeah,
very solid
nice
defender.
extension.
Offensive game coming along.
But they got some nice players there. However, they're still looking to acquire those players. And there's a big trade rumor out there about, Shea Alexander, the Alexander kid.
I mean, he's got
SGA.
paid. He's got paid. He's under contract till 2027.
And I think there are a lot of players, a lot of teams that like this player. However, if you listen to the player, I think he knew what he was signing up for when he signed that extension.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, I don't think this is news. I think this is just a lot of teams fishing because he's a really, really good player.
Well, that's the OKC Thunder. BJ, I want to ask you a question. How many years will it be until we see the OKC Thunder back in the NBA playoffs? If you had to guess, an estimate.
I would say probably about 3 more years.
3 more years.
If things go right. I think the best case scenario.
They get another top pick this year, if they still have their pick, I believe. And they get Chet Holmgren back next year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 3-4 years, I think. They could be very nice. But that's been another episode. Another episode, because I'm getting tired of talking about these tanking teams. I'm not going to lie. I wish I could lie and say all these nice things, but there's like 3 or 4 players on the roster I'm excited to see. Hopefully, we see some breakout stars, though. Hopefully, we're proven wrong. I will be keeping a close eye on some of these guys over in OKC. Pokusevski is a player with a lot of potential. If he can stay on the court and add some muscle so he can hang with the big dogs in the NBA, he's a special talent. People are forgetting about him. They got a few sleepers there that are going to fly under the radar a little bit. And they can develop these guys and then eventually trade them for more draft picks in a forever cycle of acquiring what they call assets in Oklahoma. But that's been another episode of the Hoop Genius podcast. These ones are a little bit short, as I said. These are all pre-recorded. So if anything happened, the OKC Thunder, in the time that we've been away and not recording an episode, they might have traded for Kevin Durant, and this episode might be completely wrong. Who knows? But I'm hoping that doesn't happen over the next week, and this episode stays valid. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review, leave a rank, all that good stuff. BJ and I will be back tomorrow, and we'll be back with live updates on Tuesday when we're back in the building. But until then, make sure you get buckets.